Hello, if you're wondering why I'm outside in this windy weather today, it's because I'm working in partnership with the Men's Mental Health Movember, who are encouraging men to chat about their mental health. What I've done is I've arrived at my good friend Jared's workplace. I'm going to hopefully steal him from his shift, and we're going to go for a nice spin and have a nice chat together. Let's go hopefully steal him. I found him. There he is, Jared, in the wild, speaking probably about mental health to someone else. Jared, come talk to me. I'm in need. A burden of having a friend so kind is he talks to everyone about how they are, and I can't interrupt him because I'm a nice person too, so I have to stand here now and wait. Jared? Jared? I don't know what to do now. Hello, Jared.
Hi.
How are you? Can I come around the side? Can I steal you for a while? Are you working?
Yeah, but I can leave for sure.
You can.
I can.
Unreal. Can I steal you? Do you want to go for a spin?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Hop in, baby. Welcome to my humble abode.
You live in this car?
Yeah.
Nice.
Her name is Margaret.
Oh, so what's the crack?
Not much. You know yourself.
Oh, jeez.
Stressy and depressy, as one would say.
Oh, stop. Sure I am. I live in that town as well.
Yeah, it's a bad one, isn't it?
It's quite overpopulated at the moment, I tell you what.
In a way of just trying to better myself as a person, I'm like trying to just call my friends. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And I was saying it to people, like, because I talk about you when you're not around. Sorry. But I always say that you're like a very trusting person. Like, I'll never forget the first day that I met you. And I was like, I went, because I saw like a big crowd outside that coffee shop. And I was like, oh, this must be a cool place. And I really like coffee. And I went up, and like, you were so, like, your kindness was very infectious.
You just saying
No,
that.
I'm genuinely not saying it. Like, I know
come
you're probably the type of dude as well to like not take compliments well.
Oh, definitely
You're
not.
like you're your own biggest hater.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's like, I return for, obviously the coffee is amazing, but I do return for like them like nice little chats.
Yeah.
Like the first thing that I noticed from you was you called me out. Anytime I went up and I was in a mood, you would look at me and you're like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
How did you know that something was wrong? And even there was times where I didn't know that there was something wrong with me.
Yeah.
Because I think especially with men, it's very common to just bottle stuff up.
Oh, for
because,
sure.
like, take my dad for an example. You know my dad, he's passed away.
Yeah.
You know, it's obviously unfortunate, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I always look at my dad as a role model because I want to not end up like him.
Oh, for sure.
Do you know?
Yeah.
I think because he was an alcoholic, you know, he lost his family, he lost his wife, he lost his kids, and his life. Do you know?
Yeah.
And I genuinely think it's because he bottled up everything. And pardon the pun, it's like he bottled up his emotions and then turned to a bottle. Do you know?
For sure. Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to end up like him. You know, I don't want to be that guy who just like thinks he has all his stuff together, and in reality he's just like crumbling on the inside.
Yeah.
Do you know? It's like, I mean, you've lost your dad.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that we have like two totally different stories. Like, my dad was that, you know, that stereotypical like macho guy who has all his stuff together and like nothing in the world bothers him, but at the end he's like drowning his sorrows in alcohol.
Yeah.
And it killed him in the end, you know? So
Yeah.
it's like something, and I don't know, and I never will know what was wrong with him.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's gone. I can't ask him, and he died when I was 15, so I don't know, nor was I wasn't mature enough to even recognise that there could have been something wrong with him.
Yeah.
You always assume like that if someone's like an alcoholic or someone is just like numbing themselves with something, that you blame them, or you're like, why are you selfish with all this stuff?
Yeah.
Whereas in reality, I think just people are just suffering on the inside, and they numb their emotions with stuff, and then it leads to like if the alcohol didn't kill my dad,
Yeah.
he could have ended up doing it himself. It's always nice to just like break away from like the group of people and just have like a one-on-one chat kind of thing. Do you know?
Yeah, and I guess in a way it's also good to like like meet with someone that's not that doesn't know about all your problems all the time, so you can get like a bigger, like if you go talk to that person, there's a bigger picture that they can see around, and kind of just take all that information in from like a very like non-judgmental point of view.
Exactly. And that's how I feel. Like whenever I'm with you, I and genuinely, I'm not just because you're here. It does feel like a safe space. Like if I'm in like a bad mood,
yeah,
I will go to you. And like I'm not depending on you, but I know that it's a judgment-free zone. And like same with you. You know, I hope that you would trust me. You know, if you ever had something where you felt like you couldn't handle it yourself, I would hope that you could approach me.
I remember that one time when at the shop, because I didn't even, like, I guess what you were saying as well, like sometimes you don't even feel it, but like I was definitely out of sorts, and you came to the shop and you were like, and then we had the interaction, whatever, had a good few chats, and then you messaged me a bit later to be like, hey, was everything okay? You seemed a little bit down today. And it was actually Father's Day.
Yeah, and so I didn't realise either.
Yeah, and you were like, hang on, actually it's Father's Day today. And I think that was kind of like I definitely was feeling things, but I didn't actually put my finger on it, why I was feeling the way I was, you know. And like, I think just your text to make me be like, hang on, today is Father's Day, that's probably why you're feeling the way you're feeling. And then also the fact that you, obviously with your dad as well, like, I know exactly what you're going through as well, being like you'd love to be able to have a chat with your father on that day, or like everyone's celebrating their dads, and then you kind of out of the loop, or you don't have. Yeah,
it's a totally different day for people that, like, obviously Father's Day is a day where you celebrate your dad.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't matter in our heads because we can't.
Yeah, there's no dads to celebrate, like.
Exactly.
So I think that was kind of like special in a way, because I was like, it's something I didn't put my finger on, but then after you texted me being like, okay, your energy seems a bit off today, is everything okay? And then I was able to be like, hang on, that's what the problem was, and then immediately felt way better. And then also, like, I felt like there was that connection between you and I'm like, hang on, Cian knows what I'm going through, and it was a safe space. So of course, like, I feel like it's a safe space with you, for sure.
Like, there's 24 hours in the day. It takes so long to get through a day.
Yeah.
Like, I can surely take 15 minutes out to listen.
Yeah.
And just, like, the most important thing, and I always say it, is, like, it doesn't matter if, like, chatting, like, it helps. It doesn't solve the problem, but what matters is it helps. Like, I genuinely am a fan. I'm an avid believer of, like, a problem shared is a problem halved.
Oh, for sure.
And even though, like say, take it again, like, our dads are passed away, like, that's done, you know, like, it's not a problem. You can't reverse that.
Yeah.
You know, wouldn't it be marvelous?
Yeah.
But you can't.
So obviously off the back of, like, you saying your dad, like, he kind of turned to the bottle, instead of sharing his problems, I guess, or just letting anyone know, because I think as men we pretty, well, like, stereotypically we are good at just, like, kind of putting this mask on and not sharing our feelings or letting people know how we feel. I mean, have you always been able to, like, open yourself up easily to people, or would you be kind of like a little bit...
My whole life, or...
Yeah.
Nah, like, when I was younger, like, I was nasty, I think, when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like...
Piece of work.
I was a piece of work. Like, I think I had, like a bully mentality.
Ooh.
Because, like, being at home was just hell.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, I'd come home some days from school and my dad's, like, passed out in my bunk bed.
Oh.
And, like, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to go home now and play some Xbox and just relax and, like, go on and play some Call of Duty with some friends that are in school. And, you know, it'd be so embarrassing to be like, I can't play because my dad is, he's literally just, he's half comatose there, lying in my bed.
Yeah.
And, like,
man,
it always just created a hostile environment, and I started acting out. And I wasn't, like, because obviously I went to therapy when I was younger. Like, I went to this, like, program for kids that have alcoholic parents, you know.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't think that, well, either they taught me or they didn't teach me how to practice what they were telling me, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like I was always acting out, and I never really understood why until I was, like, 20. When I met Emily, I think Emily really helped me with, like, you know, talking about stuff. Yeah. Because I didn't believe, or I just didn't know how to talk to someone.
Yeah.
Do you know, I always remember, like, I think in my friend group, I was one of the first to figure out that, like, speaking helps.
Yeah.
And I'd always say to the lads, I'm like, how are you? And they're like, yeah, grand boy. But I'm like,
Yeah.
no, how are
Grand
you though?
boy.
Like, seriously, how are you?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, go on boy, I'm fine. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, you're fine until you're not fine. You know, things get buried. Like, I was watching Scooby-Doo 2 the other day, and I started getting a weird feeling in my belly. And it clicked with me when I was younger, like, because there was times where my mom had to go to therapy herself, but my
Yeah.
dad was still living in the home.
Yeah.
And my dad would have come home drunk, and he would have to mind me. And I would just go into my room and watch Scooby-Doo 2.
Oh, flip. So
And
that's what the trigger was.
I watched it, and I felt like a kid again.
Oof.
I was like, why do I
That
feel like this?
Vulnerable, kind of like scared.
And it's horrible. It's
Yeah.
this kind of like, you know, I hate feeling like a kid again. It's like my inner child is screaming at me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just like, oh wow, trauma doesn't go away.
Oh, it doesn't.
You
man.
have to release it. Like it's almost like, say, you know, you come up to me and you hand me a shovel, and
Yeah.
you have a shovel, and
Yeah.
you're like, I've got a lot of trauma buried in my mind.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Would you mind helping me dig?
Yeah.
Do you know, I'm like,
yeah.
I'll help you dig. Do you know, like, I'm here to dig, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely no
yeah,
problem. You know.
Yeah. It is good to have those moments, like a good cry. Like there's nothing wrong with a good cry because those vibrations just leave you. Like,
There
it's
is
a good
nothing
way.
better than it. Like,
There's
there's
nothing
days
better.
where Emily's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing. I'm like,
good.
what's wrong? Tell me. And then out of nowhere,
Boom. Tears.
and I'd be like howling like
Yeah,
an
yeah.
owl. And then afterwards, like, you literally feel lighter.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I feel better.
quite literally. While we're here, like, just because this video is rolling, like, any day you can just speak to me like normal. Like, we don't have to make a video to
Oh
chat.
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I am actually always here for you.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what
No, I do know that though. I do definitely know that. You're definitely a softie, which is actually one of the first things I realized when after seeing you, meeting you, and then seeing your videos, because I didn't actually know Cian Twomey before. Like, it was actually like seeing it so different, like how you are on the camera versus how you are in real life. Like, I'm like, Cian is actually a softie, like, so,
Yeah.
which is actually kind of
I
funny
have to
see.
be, man. You know, 'cause there's so much that I've gone through that
Yeah.
it's like I have no choice.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
to be soft.
You gotta be a softie
The word soft as well needs to be changed.
too.
Manly. It's the new manly.
You're very manly. You're very manly. You're one of the most manly men I've ever met.
Young men struggle to open up about uncertainty and their feelings, especially in groups. Away from the group, away from all of the banter, on a journey somewhere, this is where proper chats can happen. In a way guys like myself or Jared would respond to. 3 out of 4 suicides in Ireland are from men. And a lot of the time it's because a man is not knowing or not able to develop the ability to open up to their friends. Young men especially, they fear being exposed as not normal. By speaking to Jared, I was able to go home after filming this video with a sense of calmness, a sense of control, and a sense of peace, knowing that I have someone to reach out to when times are tough. If you are watching this video and you're feeling like your thoughts and emotions are getting the better of you, I would love for you to reach out to a friend and chat about your thoughts. And if you're in a friend group and you feel like someone is acting off or they're quieter than usual, I would encourage you to call them out. Have a chat, go for a walk, climb a mountain, or just relax and play FIFA. Like I said in the video, a problem shared is a problem halved. Thank you to Movember for sponsoring this content. They're on a mission with me to encourage blokes to be more open about how they're feeling to help them and their friendships. If you are struggling with anything related to what we talked about here, reach out to a friend or family member for support. If you aren't able to talk to someone, there are other resources available to you. Check out the below in the description or go to Movember.com.